Hi, I'm Cez.
And I'm Joey, and welcome to another episode of our show where we aim to bring you unbiased reviews of the current devices in the market today.
Correct.
And today we're going to bring you a comparison of three of the latest smartphones in the market. One marketed with the VOOC flash charging, the other one with the in-display sensor, and the last one with the quad cameras.
So that's the Huawei Nova 3i, the Vivo V11, and then the OPPO F9. So let's start with the display. Out of the three, Vivo V11 has the largest with 6.41 inches display compared to the other two, which only has 6.3, so it's barely noticeable.
All of this also has Full HD Plus resolution. And take note that while the Vivo V11 has the biggest display, it is also the lightest.
It's very light. Okay, so now let's talk about the colors of these phones because millennials love to check out the phone color before buying. So for the Huawei Nova 3i, this comes in three colors. So that's black, pearl white, and iris purple. Now for the OPPO F9, this one, it comes in sunrise red, twilight blue, and the recently released starry purple. And last but not the least, Vivo V11 also comes in two colors, starry night and nebula, but it's also rumored to have dazzling gold.
For the processors, the Huawei Nova 3i is powered by Kirin 710 chipset, the OPPO F9 has the Helio P60 processor, and the V11 has the 660 AI Snapdragon processor. All of these are octa-core processors with AI capabilities.
And in terms of RAM, both the OPPO F9 and the Vivo V11 has 6GB of RAM, but the Huawei Nova 3i has only 4GB of RAM.
Do take note, however, that the Nova 3i has the biggest storage at 128GB, and all of this has expandable storage of up to 256GB via microSD.
Okay, so now let's talk about the cameras. All three phones have dual cameras with AI features, but the OPPO F9 and the Huawei Nova 3i has 16 megapixels plus 2 megapixels of rear camera, while the Vivo V11 comes with 12 megapixels plus 5 megapixels of rear camera.
In addition, both the F9 and the V11 has f1.8 and 2.4 cameras, while the Nova 3i has a 2.2 aperture cameras.
So you can shoot a lot with these features.
For security, all these three smartphones has fingerprint scanners and face unlock features, but one stands out from the rest, which is the V11. This is actually the first V-series smartphone which has an in-display fingerprint sensor.
And in case you're wondering where the fingerprint scanners are of the OPPO F9 and Huawei Nova 3i, it's still at the back of the phone. But yeah, Vivo V11 has an in-display fingerprint scanner. In terms of battery life, the Huawei Nova 3i has 3,340 mAh of battery, the OPPO F9 has 3,500 mAh, while the Vivo V11 has 3,400 mAh of battery.
In addition, the OPPO F9 has VOOC flash charge, and the V11 has dual engine fast charging.
And take note that the OPPO F9 can already charge. It can give you 2 hours of talk time for just 5 minutes of charging.
For pricing, Huawei Nova 3i is the cheapest at 15,990, and the OPPO F9 is being sold at 17,990, while the V11 has a price of 19,990.
Now's the time that a lot of you viewers are waiting for. We're going to discuss our observation after using all three phones. So starting with the display, Vivo V11 poses to be the best in terms of display with its Halo full view display and a really small notch compared to the OPPO F9, but it's barely noticeable. With its water drop screen, it also has a small notch, but for Huawei Nova 3i, you can still see that it still has a lot of space for the dual cameras in front.
Also says, upon testing, the Vivo V11 does not only has the biggest display but also the brightest and most brilliant display among the three, followed by the OPPO F9 and the Huawei Nova 3i. On the other hand, the OPPO F9 has the best sound quality, followed closely by the V11 and the Nova 3i, which has a noticeably softer sound.
Now, as mentioned earlier, all three phones have AI features when it comes to its cameras. But what can you say about the front camera?
For selfies, the OPPO F9 produced the most natural looking photos, followed by the V11, wherein you can already see the beautification taking in effect. The other hand, the Huawei Nova 3i's beauty enhancement for me was a bit overwhelming.
Well, it might also be because of the dual front cameras, which we don't really see that much in phones nowadays.
Also, in terms of shutter speed, the cameras of the OPPO F9 and the V11 shoots faster selfies than the Nova 3i.
So now let's talk about the rear cameras. What can you say about the rear cameras of these phones?
The Vivo V11 has the most detailed and sharpest photos, followed by the OPPO F9, which maintained its white balance given any low light conditions. The Huawei Nova 3i has the best AI implementation among the three, but also has the lowest photo quality.
So it seems that each phone really has its own advantages and disadvantages over the others. So kind of a balance, don't you think? So I have another question, because a common problem when it comes to taking photos via phones is that when you're already shooting under low light, it's really blurry, or it really has this low quality. What can you say about these phones?
Upon testing, the OPPO F9 has the best photo quality, followed by the Nova 3i. In fact, you can even tell the difference between the two, or who among the two is the better.
Yeah, for under low light.
The Vivo V11, on the other hand, displayed inconsistent white balance.
Now comes the most important question. If you were to choose among these three, which will you choose and why? Parang pang Miss Universe lang. Thank you for that wonderful question.
Okay, price-wise, definitely the Huawei Nova 3i is the cheapest. But the big question is, are the add-ons of the OPPO F9 and the V11 enough for you to extend your budget and opt for these two rather than the Nova 3i? In terms of design, the Huawei Nova 3i adopted the design of the P20 series, so now you have these gradient colors, same as its flagship siblings. On the other hand, you have the OPPO F9 and the V11, which has fresher and bolder colors for me, such as these. In terms of performance, on paper, the Huawei Nova 3i has the upper hand with its Kirin 710 processor. What's interesting though is how the additional 2GB of RAM of the OPPO F9 and the V11 affect the overall performance of these smartphones.
So, if you were to rank these three phones, which one comes first and which one comes last?
If I were to rank the three, I'd choose the OPPO F9 first, followed by the V11, and then the Nova 3i. The additional 2GB of RAM, plus the better photo quality, and the fast charging is really important for me.
So, that falls here under the OPPO F9 with VOOC flash charging. So that's it. We do hope this short comparison video was able to help you decide on what phone to get in the future. For more updates on the local tech finds, subscribe, like, and visit Pinoy Tech Blog
At official PTV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, don't forget to follow Ces on her personal account.
So that's facebook.com/ManilaMillennial with a double N or www.manilamillennial.com.
See you in the next episode.
Bye!